Hello, hello.
Ah, no, 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 ah.
Mean banana. Hi, everybody. A little slowdown. But we're here. Better late than never. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Happy Monday. I vaguely remember some setup for Mean Banana happening in somebody's stream today, and I thought about bringing up Mean Banana, and then I didn't. Or maybe Mean Banana was brought up. I'm not sure. Anyway, we have to figure out what we are going to work on here. Okay. Two options. Two immediate options. Option 1, jump rope minigame. Option 2, I need to do a wind effect so that the breeze blossom enemy can actually push you on the field. Here, I'm gonna put in a whatever the minimum winning pole duration is, 1 minute. First task. Jump rope, wind. Allow additional votes? No. Didn't they used to let you allow additional votes with bits? Did that get taken out? Or did I make that up? I see you can still do it with channel points. I didn't enable that. But I vaguely remember that being a thing. It's just points. Maybe so. Nope, they did use it. They did have it. That was a thing. I knew it. It was you could enable bits as additional voting, and that's a little bit don't know about that. All right, what was it? Great, cool. Thank you all. Of course. Cool. All right. Yeah. Okay, even, jump rope, odd, wind. Even. Plus Al's bit. Al, thank you for the 1 bit. Odd. Okay. Jump rope minigame. Here we go. So the idea is that it's going to be its own script. Oh, Farron. Oh, he's being a doof. Okay, this is the part that needs to be part of the thing. It's being weird. Okay, what can we add to conversations? Well, how does this work? Hang on. How does the hay bale minigame work? How does the hay bale minigame work? What is it? How does this happen? Start minigame. Let's let the hay bale minigame be a good guide. Great. That just calls this. Oh, it's technically a cinematic step. It's a cinematic step, huh? How does it lock the player? Ah, here we go, right there. Okay, okay, do it as a cinematic step. That's super doable, honestly. Conversations can happen in the movement. Yeah, that's doable. That's doable. Okay, so we would need... Yeah, one dedicated block of code for the minigame. And then one that can start the cinematic. Minigame handler is a node. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, and I even left it set up to be parameterizable here so that we could have like refights with it for like a different difficulty mode. I love it. Great. Cool. Let's do that. So I guess that's gonna go here. Jump rope minigame. Okay, so it's gonna be similar to Hay Bale minigame, vaguely, in that we need a start minigame. I'm gonna go ahead and put in a difficulty. It's not going to be used for anything, maybe ever, but it just means that it'll be easier to modify things later. So then we need a start game cinematic step. What if... Okay, hang on. Could this be... I think we can make this work. Minigame handler can be an external node, and it always takes in start minigame with a parameter. And so minigames just always have a start minigame function. And so let's go into room E2 was the one, I believe. Yep, there it is. And we've got start game here and the minigame handler here. So we're going to change this from an on ready to an export. Uptight node. And now we just drag this into here. Done. Okay, so that's been updated. And now we can reuse this cinematic step object. Those woods. Wario's cabin in the woods. Okay, good. So then we need a jump rope minigame. It's going to be a cinematic, technically. Posey, are you having trouble with your burger? Burger. Burger dog. Burger dog. Yip, 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 yip. Burger dog. Burger dog. Okay. So we will temporarily start this as a cinematic object. Burger dog, burger dog. Yep, 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 yep. Burger dog, burger dog. Burger dog, burger dog. Okay, sure. Mickey Mania was actually good. Mickey Mania good? 'Cause there's no cinematic tied to this trigger. We're gonna tie this empty cinematic to the trigger. Cinematic steps. So this is cinematic steps empty. So if cinematic step size is greater than 0, then do all this stuff. Yep, have a little handler on that. Different kinds of good. Here we go. We're stuck in a cinematic forever. We do need to have a management for what if there's an empty cinematic. There we go. Okay, there's our jump rope, basically. Did it have a release date before? Oh wait, Yoshi's Crafted World. That's a different thing. Never mind. Wait, what? I have Yoshi's Crafted World on Switch. I do. Do you mean on Switch 2? Like they have a Switch 2 version or something? Or are you describing like a accidental automatic announcement video went out? It was like, oh wait, crap, we already announced that video. Why did this video go out? What do we do? Okay, that makes more sense. It's like, I know that game's already out. I've beaten it. It's quite charming. The gameplay is not interesting at all. But it's very charming. Just oozes charm. That's what they say these days. All right. Let's move this trigger back for now. This is just temporarily to get the cinematic going. This isn't actually how the cinematic's going to be triggered. What's actually going to happen is the dialogue is going to trigger the cinematic. You forgot. Okay, so we need a fade out and a fade in. So Scene Manager should have animation player.fade and then a transition callback. Fine. So I guess what we want is to do this animation. I think there's a way to if I connect a signal, do I have to I probably have to disconnect it later or it's gonna trigger every time. Because I think I can do animation player dot dot, what is this one? What is this? Oh, it's an enum. There's got to be a signal, right? That I can connect to. Animation changed. Well, that's not really what I want to do, is it? So how does this transition callback functioning? How is that working? Like, I know we're setting these callbacks, but where do they actually get called? Oh, here we go. On animation finished. So in Scene Manager, animation player, animation finished. So would it be possible to say animation finished dot connect to a thing? I think that's not going to be a one-time connection. He loves it. Oh gosh, he loves it so much. So you'd have to connect it and then disconnect it. Ugh, it seems ugly. Like, I feel like just some kind of a wait is probably significantly easier. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do a cinematic step for an animation for a fade out and a fade in. So we're gonna put that in the cinematic management stuff. This would be a good case for cinematic screen fade. Disconnect, make a new step. Cinematic screen fade, yes. It's going to be like this, but different. Extend to cinematic step. Export. Not export, export enum. Is it export enum? Yes. Export enum. And the options are fade in or fade out. And that controls 0 or 1. Well, I guess then we should do fade out first. Fade out, fade in, fade type as int, default to fade out. So what we'll do is when you run that cinematic, if fade type equals fade out, then scene manager dot animation player dot play the one that I just described, fade, and then wait for the animation to finish, which we can get by calling animation duration is animation player dot find animation fade dot, is it length? This doesn't feel right. Dot, what does this return? What does find animation return? Oh, it returns a string name. Wait, no, I don't want that. I want get animation. I want get animation, not find animation. And then length, which is length of the animation in seconds. Great. So that's the animation duration in seconds. So either do fade else play it backwards, I think is how we've solved this. Yes, it is. And then after that, get tree, create timer, animation duration, dot timeout. Await that signal, and then call the callback. Done. There's our cinematic screen fade step. So we can affix that to any cinematic we want. And we're going to use this default one here by saying, all right, first step of the cinematic is screen fades out. Next step is after that finishes, we're going to teleport the player, but don't worry about that. For now, we're just going to say, then you fade in, and then that's the end of the cinematic. Let's test that. Does that work? Fade out, fade in. Beautiful. Well, how dare you, first of all. Cinematic, we need a cinematic wait for 1 second, just to really soak it in. Hello, Willow. So when we hit this trigger, boom, and then we're back. Well, if it does, we can all chat on Discord instead, so we have a backup. Willow, how was your stream? Stream's good, excellent. Okay, then we need a start mini game, right? Games. No. Well, what did we do? It was E2. It was on scene E2. Start game. And then we have to assign a minigame handler. Choosing how to eat Kirby. It wouldn't be the first edible Kirby thing that there's been. Hi, Posey. What's up? Goodbye. Start this minigame. Thank you for the 63 months.
You haven't gotten rid of me yet.
It's a long time. That's almost a year. Oh, I need a drink. Oh, all right. Posture. Everybody stretch a little bit. I've decided that I want to do a dumb fourth wall break, but later in the game, using these birds. Well, it's like longer than a month, but less than a decade. Somewhere in there. I want to have a side quest where the birds ask you to come back out here for a special workout session. And then they just start speaking directly to the player about good exercise and not playing video games all day. That's a very Paper Mario thing to do. And then you get a nice reward for listening to them talk. And that's it. So it's a really easy side quest that you can pick up. All right. So how does the minigame process then work? Start minigame. Does nothing. Start game here just starts the minigame, and then there's just a callback. Yeah, Earthbound loved that. Actually, okay, so Earthbound's shtick with the waterfall. I don't know what you're talking about, Jay. Earthbound's shtick was with the waterfall was wait 3 minutes. And so it was like, oh, well, yeah, that means the kid's going to have to go and find a clock and, you know, like physically go find a clock and bring it over and then watch it for 3 minutes to get. Super Mario 64, because in Earthbound, it didn't matter if you went over 3 minutes. That wasn't a bad. The bus ride was great. That wasn't like a time waster. That was just a nice moment. I don't categorize that as time waster. Oh, the fourth wall break there. I get what you mean. Yeah, you put in your name for the spoilers. I'm not gonna say why, but it's an important moment. It was very weird. That's what I think people love about Earthbound, is it's so different. Dare I say, the market was saturated at the time with traditional sword and sorcery RPGs. And they were good, don't get me wrong, because you had the top tier stuff like Chrono Trigger. You had Final Fantasy 4 and 6. Super Mario RPG, which that one's, Mario property slapped on. So that's its own weird thing, I guess. So let's take that out of the list. Forget I mentioned that one. But then Earthbound came. Well, you never really started Earthbound, unfortunately, Willow. Which is fine. It doesn't grab you, There's nothing to be done about that. But you didn't actually get into it. You didn't actually start the game. I don't think you finished, even the tutorial. It is a different style of RPG than the left-right, like enemies or player on the left, enemies on the right. That's a very traditional RPG setup that Final Fantasy really... I feel like Final Fantasy kind of codified that since the beginning. Earthbound, Dragon Quest style. Point of view, where you do not see your characters, you see a straight-on view of the enemy. Very different. Yeah, I think Dragon Quest style is a great way to put it. But she didn't even get to the humor part. She got stuck trying to figure out how to get to the meteor and back. And by the time she did that, it had worn her out. So that was the end of it. Like a lot of older games, it does require... Yeah, she got Buzz, and I think she started the Starman Jr. fight. But no exploration had actually started. There's that point shortly after where you actually get to go out and just wander around town and talk to... You can talk to 100 different people. It's probably 10 people, not 100, but it feels like a big town. And just soak in the game's humor a little bit. Or you can just go and fight monsters, because that's what you do in RPGs. Is you do menus aggressively at enemies. Lots of lizards, so true. Mr. Saturn is a long way out, though. But yeah, I think Earthbound is a fun game, but it's an RPG. You're going to be staring at menus and talking to people. That's how RPGs work. How many lizards will be in Paper Robot? Excellent question. At least one. Okay, jump rope minigame. Now this is the tricky thing, because here the cinematic sort of stops. And so we're completely reliant on this code here. So we're gonna copy a little bit of this and lock the player. We need to know what the player actor is. And I guess we need the partner actor as well. Kind of, I guess. What does partner actor end up doing in all of this? Oh, that's for doing the victory stuff. I need to position the partner away. So I may trigger the start minigame earlier and let the minigame handler actually do all this other stuff. Which does involve getting the player actor, which is supposed to happen in the process functionality. Sure, why not? Don't need this. Do need this. There are technically millions of lizards on screen at any given time, but every lizard in Paper Robot, save for a handful, are all 1 by 1 pixels, and they're all very different colors. Some of them are green, some of them are blue. All kinds. Thank you for the watch streak. I would never be a rascal in my life. Okay, so this will get the player locked in. We need the actual jump rope path, because this is what we're going to be messing with here, is this path. And I'm not sure 100% how this is going to work, but we're going to find out. Path 3D. Alright, so minigame gets this path. And then I guess, yeah, it needs like some kind of minigame management function. Update. Jump rope. Sure. Okay, so our curve is the path.curve, and we want to edit the values of this by how? We need like a timer? Jump rope timer, which we will update if the minigame is running. So we'll have like a state. Start with blank, and then state equals started. And then if state equals started, then we actually start doing our update jump rope function. And our jump rope timer starts updating by delta. So this curve, this is going to be weird. I've never really dynamically messed with a curve. The little puzzle boxes in the Chapter 2 dungeon do use Path 3Ds to define the route of the little electrical balls in the wires. But they don't actually update every frame. Well, I see it, but it doesn't look very much like it's doing anything. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay. Angle. Or jump rope. Rotation is going to be jump rope timer. Yeah, honestly, that'd be just gonna be jump rope timer. I don't know how. It's gonna. That's how many radians. Y is going to be the sign of that rotation, and Z is going to be the cosine of that. And then what we're going to do, out, in. Okay. So curve dot point, get point, set point out of 0, vector 3, APM sounds great, honestly. What value do I have this set to right now? 0.5. Okay, 0.5 times y, 0.5 times z. This is still fine, but the position is wrong, isn't it? It is wrong, yes. Set point in on 2 is the same? Yes, the same, actually. And then it's that last one that's a weird one, the midpoint. Set point position, point 1, vector 3. This is just a placeholder. We're just kind of getting a hang of, see, like, can we update this every frame and have it actually work? That is that the position here is offset from this. 0 is correct. This right here, 0.5. This needs to be 0.5 plus 0.5 times y, maybe? And then this needs to be 0.5 plus 0.5 times z. I think we're going to need to change a sign on this. Because right now, if y is... if z is 0... z is 0. This is 0. This is not 0. Okay, I think maybe just this. Let's just try this. Let's just see what this looks like. Is it going to be awful looking? Probably. I don't even know if it'll update. Well, that didn't work because jump rope timer needs to start at 0 and not null. So that's easy one. All right, show me something zany. Oh, okay. It is jump roping. It is jump roping. Okay, that's a start. That is something. We can actually edit that a little bit. We can say that instead of using jump rope timer, we can actually multiply that by something. We could say take the timer. I could make it a rotation, degrees per second equals 360 perhaps, and then actually do the math to figure that out. Degrees to rad of jump rope timer is our number of seconds. Multiply it by our degrees per second. And, hey, there we go. That's a jump rope. I mean, it's very ugly. It's obviously very ugly. That's not the way that jump ropes spin. Because this is going like straight down. And that's not what it would do. Also, I think we can make that actual rope a little bit nicer looking. So right now we have this shape. So let's instead make it more like this. Hexagonal and thinner. Can I set smooth face? Yeah, let's set smooth faces on. That helps. Maybe a nicer material here. Kind of a ropey material would be good, right? Well, I just so happen to have planks. And that's vaguely ropey if you scale it enough. All right, we have a smooth rope. Okay. Next piece is we need to know the rope position, the actual rope position, which that's defined by the path. So that's not too bad, right? So as part of this, after we start minigame, player actor dot position equals path dot position. Let's use global position actually. Let's put the player in the jump rope, no matter where they are. See, that's a little small, so we're gonna need to up that scale a bit. I'm gonna mess with some numbers here to make this a little cleaner. Yep, and yep. Great. Okay, everything still looks the same. I'm gonna reverse the direction of the jump rope. And what else? What else? Let's say that we want to change the midpoint or the height of our jump rope height. Have a good night, Willow. To 0.5. Set point out. Itchy foot. Then it should be this. And then if I change this to like this, ooh, that's wrong, isn't it? Something went wrong there. Ah, because I need to set the positions differently. We need to set positions 0 and 2 properly. Currently, we've got -1 to 1, and then the height is 0.5 and 0.5. Makes sense. And Z value is 0. Perfect. So change this, and then maybe. Okay, that's something. I guess this needs to change by jump rope height. Hey, there we go. That's looking a little bit better. We're bumping into the background a bit, but I'm not super worried about that. Camera should be closer, right? Also, This backdrop is a little bit right up in our face. This one too. So that helps. All right. Hey, bro! Thank you for the 12 months. That's almost a year.
I'm pro.
Man, 12 months already, huh? How about that? How about that? Where were we in this game 12 months ago? Hang on. What did this game look like 12 months ago? Now I'm curious. What were we working on? We're gonna find out. I want to know what we were doing. Precisely December 8th, 2024. Oh, here we go. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. All right, so right off the bat, some terrible things were going on. We were playing Subnautica. Wait, no, that's this year. I messed with the scroll. We were decorating Christmas cookies. No, gingerbread. Factorio was happening. Oh, geez, so much Factorio. Oh, no. Full-on Factorio mode, but a little bit of work. A little bit of work was happening. Items were being made. Germ Dove was there. Oh gosh, we were still working on this room? Why were we working on this room? What was going on there? Oh, we were doing the Tower of Trials. Yes. Which still is not accessible in the game. Pokemon cards, great. I don't know exactly what that is. Oh man, we hadn't finished this. Oh, there was so much. There was so much to be done. We've come a long way. Is all I can say. All right. I can't believe that was a dangerous thing. I mean, I gotta confess, today I was thinking to myself, gosh, I would love to play some Factorio. And I stuffed those thoughts deep down where they can't hurt anyone. It's like, I feel like it needs to be split out more. Like this? Well, see, now it's down, and that's not right. Satisfactory. Now we're talking. The in out here for the Y value, if I divide that by 2, does that smooth this out a bit? It sure does. It's still a little bit awkwardly pointy, isn't it? Oh, well, now it's definitely pointy. And now it's too round. Okay, there we go. That's okay, I get. It's just going down so much. Oh, because I need to also do this. Kind of, I guess. Core Keeper's Factorio. Well, I figured as much. So I feel like I made the right decision in not doing Core Keeper. Okay, next up what we're going to do is we're going to say if... So we need to do a handle input. If input dot is action just pressed jump, player actor dot tiny hop. We have a function called Tiny Hop, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew. It's adorable. Okay, so this should work now. Nice. Okay. Great. Oh, thanks, DevDad. One DevDad to another. Okay, this is good. This is good. Okay. Restart out of it, out of the cinematic trigger. Oh, right. We want to pull the camera in during this minigame to really focus on the intense action. And I would love it if there was like some like over the top. I don't want to ask Casual to do some of these things. He's very good at boss music. He's very good at fight music. He's been pretty good at just exploration music. But for really out there stuff that I have a very specific idea of what I want, I usually like to handle those things myself. And I have no idea how I would handle this myself, but I want like some kind of intense, some like heart pounding, kind of chant like rhythm going while you do this. It would be very silly, but I think I would love it if like the music faded out into that. And it's like this over the top, like, you know, adrenaline for no good reason. Okay. Cinematic camera. Oh, do we not have a zoom? Cinematic. Let me check my cinematic stuff. Yeah, like a tribal chant. We should derail and make music. Oh, jeez. No. We held the poll at the start of the stream on what tonight's task was going to be, and it's jump rope, not making jump rope music. But I am putting it on the to-do list. So the birds that hang out here and exercise in their private open-air workout studio with little fancy yoga mats, their character shtick is they're very... They keep calling everyone and each other bro. No, wait, no, did I change that? Was it... No, it's dude. It's dude again. Just like the snails for some reason. It keeps coming back to dude. So everybody's dude. And it's like excessive. It's excessive amounts of dude. But they're helpful. They want to help you out in any way they can. They immediately love you because I don't know why. That's just who they are. They're very trusting. All right, so we want to do cinematic camera. There's people like that in real life. Exactly. Set follow target. I built all these little cinematic helper nodes. So the cinematic system is basically a queue. I can just pull in these nodes into a parent cinematic handler, and when that cinematic handler gets .run called on it, it will one by one, it'll call a node, and then each step manages its own callback when it finishes. Target age demographics for this game. Okay. So this is a silly thing we've got going on here. Technically, it is 30-somethings who are nostalgic for the original Paper Mario or Thousand Year Door, who have played the more recent Paper Marios and found them wanting. But we're gonna play it completely straight and make the game perfectly targetable for kids. for it's an RPG, so lots of reading. So let's say upwards of 8 years old. Yeah, we're gonna make it so that an 8-year-old could pick it up and enjoy watching the funny characters run around and enjoy doing RPG things and collecting treasure and beating up monsters. But secretly, it is not so secretly. It is specifically for people who played those games growing up and want more of that. That is my true target audience, but I want my kid to be able to play it also. And she has helped me test it and has found some bugs here and there. She's good at running against level geometry until she finds the spot where there's a little hole in the collision. So that's fun. Okay. Actor. So the cinematic system, I need to see, did I already do a camera system for this? Maybe not. Let family touch anything. It's usually a train wreck. I made one other game that was decently received by family, because there's a lot of kids on my wife's side of the family, and they are vaguely competitive at the Suika-like that I made. And then Dupu comes along and starts bragging about how he took the high score on such and such level in Pen Pals. And then we're like, Dupu, the person that had the high score is 6. What are you doing? And that didn't sour his mood at all. He was still proud of his victory of beating a 6-year-old at a video game. Just goes to show you got to take what you can get. All right. He was more proud. He was more proud even. Okay, the collision with the jump rope, I'm not going to handle that with actual collision shapes. We're going to use like game rules. We're going to say if the degrees of the rope is between this angle and you are jumping, then that's a failed minigame. If you are still on the ground when it's at this angle, that's a failed minigame. Collision stuff is fine, but I can't... Not for this. Not for a straightforward rule set like jump rope. I'm gonna program it myself. There should be optional hard stuff. Oh, well, yeah. There was another paper-like called Bug Fables several years ago that was excellent for that. It had an optional hard mode. It had tons of optional bosses and side quests that were very difficult on hard mode. Just get these lizards out of here, you guys. Honestly, I just cleaned up in here. So how are we gonna do the camera? That's not hard. Actually, you know what? We don't even need to do a special node for it. We can just have the minigame itself trigger a set zoom. Yeah, let's just do this on start minigame. Camera handler, set zoom. I never remember. Is 2.0 zoomed in or is that zoomed out? I don't know. All right, let's see. That's zoomed out, apparently. Okay. Lizards for Leon. Leon doesn't even have any special unique dialogue yet. I haven't gotten around to building most of the cinematics in Chapter 2. All right, so that's too far, obviously. Goes 0.7. So we're gonna have the two birds on either side, and we want to give them a little bit of some kind of animation, some kind of like little bobby animation, and I want to time it to the rotation of the rope. All right, Leon needs to stop jumping also. I'm gonna move him. We're gonna have a partner position. Now, at this point in the game, Node 3D, Gecko's Garage. I am not familiar with it. Let's see here. You know what? My kid would definitely enjoy it, and I would hate that she enjoys it because we're on a Bluey kick right now. We're on a Bluey kick right now, and we're not gonna break that. Gosh, I love Bluey. Jeez, it's good. I'm gonna see some similarities to my game. It's like, what we got? Well, okay. Admittedly, I did see a cat and a gecko, and a robot. That's superficial at best. Superficial at best. Here, change out to cat. Get cat in here. There we go. Great show. Bluey's stiff competition. See, that's the full jump. So we're gonna have a partner position. I need to make sure pause is disabled during this, because that will break the input locking. Partner position. All right, so let's pull this back over. So as part of this minigame, we get to have a partner position node. That's where the partner is just gonna hang out on the sidelines. Is Leon good at video games? No, not at all. It's terrible, honestly. All right, so when we start the minigame, take our partner actor and just use global position. It's fine. All right, we need to export that. So that's not going to be available yet. Export partner position as a Node 3D. Minigame handler. Oop. Hello. Oh, because it's. Yep. Partner position. Is Leon good at chess? I don't think he's ever seen a chessboard in his life. He looks the part of stereotypical nerd, but really he's just a kid. Like he's gonna be surprisingly young. Part position dot global position. Also, I need to untether him. Let's see here. Set follow target. Get rid of these, get rid of this, get rid of this. So when you start the minigame, partner actor dot follow target is going to be null. So let's go ahead and build out a cleanup function for after the minigame is done. Player actor, correct our zoom. That should be enough. Isn't that good at anything? No, I'm afraid not. There we go. So now he's stuck there and he's no longer following the player. But he does need to be facing left, doesn't he? There we go. So he can cheer you on. Let's scoot him a little bit more to the side there. And I think we need a little stool for the birds. I think the birds will have a little stool. Jump rope with Leon's tongue. Ew. Okay, now I think if I move this around, like let's say there temporarily, then the rope should still work. Yeah, okay, good. Good. All right, so we're gonna make sure to nest everything under that. Do we have a stool? We have a bar stool. Do we have a... Surely we have a stool. Hang on. Where would we have a stool? Where would we have a wooden stool? Because chair is not chair. I don't think Lily's pad had a stool. Let's see here. The inn. No. Okay, maybe we could use this little table, but like scaled. Yeah, it had these little toadstools, because you see. But no. All right. Huh. Well, that's silly, but fine. We're gonna make a new node then. Here, let's just build it here. And then we'll save it to a new scene. Stool. In drain pipe. Those might have been full-size chairs. Oh, even worse. They're overturned boxes. Well, you know what? Actually, overturned box, not a bad item to have for this. Small wood crate. All right, let's use that. Exactly. Yeah, that was the gag, really. That's fine. Okay. This rope may actually be slightly longer than what this placeholder shows. Yes, it is. Okay, we're gonna need to move some things around then. And this also probably needs to be scaled up a bit. 1.5 might be fine. It's gonna go into the kettlebell here, which means we need to move the kettlebell. Kettlebell move to where? There. Way over there. Sure. Okay. So the birds are important parts of this as well. So we're going to make sure that those guys are available. Bird 1 and bird 2. Bird 1, bird 2. Lovely. So this stuff here can be moved out because that's useful stuff to have. All right. When we start minigame, bird 1 dot global position equals. We're basing this on the path as sort of the midpoint. Path.global position plus vector 3 negative jump rope width plus, I don't know, maybe 0.3. And then bird 2, same but positive. Bird 1 dot is facing right, true. Bird 2, false. And then we're going to start them on an animation cycle where they kind of like... Okay, this is close. We need to move them an additional 0.5. Measured out. Measured out. Move them an additional 0.4. Okay, good. Let's go over to the birds themselves. And let's give them a nice little animation that's more than just their idle animation. So currently, their idle animation is that. What's their talk animation look like? Like that. Okay. So we're going to take their idle animation. We're going to duplicate, though. No, we're not. Why aren't we? Oh, because this is a specific bird. I need to go to the original bird. This is the original bird. Duplicate this into jump rope. Mickey Mania 2 times in one night? I said it before and I stand by it. Mickey Mania was actually a pretty good game. Not to be confused with Mickey's Magical Adventure, which was also a really solid game. You're never gonna believe this, guys, but the games that were based on Mickey Mouse had really good art and animation. Gameplay was fine. The gameplay was, it's alright. It's no Mario. It was fine. But yeah, isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Okay, so the idea is that these guys are going to kind of stretch as part of this animation so that it can match the jump rope. So we're gonna give it a... We're gonna scale here. Which means 3.2. Wait, no, 3.2 here. Oh. It's not what I was expecting here, but I get it. I don't love it, but I get it. It's fixable. Yeah, yeah. Wrong way. Okay, that works pretty well. But I think it needs more. And then, like, make it really squishy. Give him some serious squish. Okay. Jump rope is the animation. So we're gonna say both of these guys begin animation player play jump rope. And then I need to do seek, I guess. Right? So I guess it would be more like, all right, what's animation player.seek? Animation player seek. Seconds update. So you have to have the animation playing and then you call seek. And that's based on the time frame. Okay. That's fine. So this is correct. But it would be, we take the seconds and we're gonna say that is gonna be the jump rope rotation, which is currently in degrees. So we're gonna do, oh wait, no, it's in radians, it's in radians. So take a sine or cosine of that, then divide it by pi, and we're gonna get a number from 0 to, no, we're gonna, no, cosine of the number gives us a number from -1 to 1. So then add 1 to that, and then offset theta as need be to match it to the jump rope, whether that's off by 90 degrees or 180 degrees. Okay, slow it down. Okay, right now it's going too fast. They're doing it at double time. So divide by 2. Okay. That's pretty good. All right. I want them to be a little bit closer to the action here. And maybe like slightly back. This is looking okay. It's gonna need like a UI and everything, like a little heads up display for the number of jumps. Oh, that's cutting through this guy. Let's move them forward a little bit more. I don't know why the one on the right is like slightly off. Okay, here we go. I think I want them even higher. Which means I need to move the stools up. Make it a tiny bit more. That looks pretty good. Update this to match. How we doing? Ba-doom. Nice. Okay. So, the funny haha of this is that the speed is going to change as you play. That's what actually makes it challenging. So we have to figure that out. It's not going to be that hard. I think first we need to get a lose condition built in. UI as well, we're gonna have to figure that out. I think we're gonna have current and best, and maybe a target listed. Yeah, I think a target amount listed would be good for the UI, so you can see what you're working towards. And the target is going to change based on what you've hit. So at first there's going to be a little trophy icon, and then when you manage to hit that, it's going to change to a silver trophy, and then a gold trophy, and then after that it'll be something really bizarre. I don't know how far we're going to take that. Just so you know how much you got to get to like really get an award. We'll see if we want that. We'll see if we want target. But I love these guys so far. This looks really good. So if I set this to like triple speed. Oh geez. Okay, nope. So that's obviously not possible. I'm sorry. I didn't think about that. Right. Yep. You know what? To be fair, I'm not using the built-in jump code. I built something specific for the mini game. Player actor dot is on ground. Is that what it is? Is on ground? No, that's not it. It's good. It's good. Is jump pressed? Is on floor. There we go. High court. Oh geez, okay. Need some frame perfect inputs here. I wonder if I should actually buffer jumps. So now I can leave? No. I want to prevent pausing. How can we do that? I'm not sure. Add that to the to-do list. Prevent pause. Okay, so we've learned an important lesson that 2.0 is just a little too fast. Okay, 1.8 cycles per second is doable, but it's easy to miss. It's easy to mess up if I don't allow buffered inputs. It's gonna start fairly relaxed, but not super slow. And then it's going to start changing. So it's gonna get moderate speed, back to normal, fast, back to moderate speed, really slow. What would really slow look like? Just to kind of mix you up. Probably, I'm pretty sure, 99% sure there was a Mario Party jump rope minigame that did something like that, of like the speed kept changing. in silly ways. And I think the change is what really can throw you off. Okay, so we need to check for a lose condition. So let's see here. What does a lose condition look like? You know what? Maybe we can just look for when you're on the floor. We don't have to worry about bumping your head. If you're on the floor when it's down, that's a problem. So I have a fancy little thing we can use for this. Metrics log. Show me jump rope rotation. There we go. Ah, I see. Yes. I need fpos mod to show me that to 2 times pi. There we go. Okay. So let's slow this down. Slow motion, and boom. It looks like we're hitting 3 half pi is the sweet spot. So let's see here. Let's do it this way. Calculate jump rope degrees. Throw an fpos mod on that function against 360. And then pick out your actual rotation in rads from there. There we go. And so we're looking at, boom, 90 degrees. Boom. Right at 90. Here, let's actually slow it down further. Triple time. Oh, wait, no, it's based on... Is it? Hang on, no. 360? 90. Okay, yes, 90 is the one. So we need to see, is it within a certain bad zone? Distance from, or no, degrees from bottom. That's going to be absolute value of our jump rope degrees minus 90. Yep, so when it hits 0. He knows his Dr. Mario 64. So the question is, how many degrees is a problem? What's the range we're looking for? Dr. Acula. Let's just do straight up that. Is tripping equals degrees from bottom is greater than -10 and less than +10. Okay, so now it's going to give us a true when we hit the sweet spot. Bop, bop. So this is in trip zone. And then is tripping is in trip zone and player actor dot is on ground or is on floor. Yep, see? Blip, blip. See that little blip that it's doing right there? Actually, can you guys see? Yeah, you guys see the mouse. The little blip. Megaton Hammer, yeah. From Fire Temple. Blip, blip, blip. Alright, so when we see that little blip, that is a failure. So put on trip. So what do we do on failure? We change our state to done, I guess. Freeze frame. State equals done. Partner should react. Like that. He'll do a little dance. These guys will lock in. We'll wait. How long's the typical animation player? I feel like I need a little shorter animation for partners being happy. It's fine. Now he's locked. He's forever frozen. So yeah, await, create, get tree, create timer, 4 seconds, timeout. Maybe 3 seconds. Do the fade out. I don't have that here, do I? No, I don't. Scene manager. Dot animation play. Play fade. Wait 2 seconds. Play backwards. Oh, we need to do cleanup. Don't forget to do cleanup after we've faded out. And then teleport back to somewhere. We need to store the birds' locations. Bird pause 1. These need to be set first. And bird plus 2. There we go. So they can go back to their normal position. We need to undo the jump rope animation on both of those as well. So switch them back. Let them reset. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. They're chilling. They're doing their exercise. Like, all right. Oh, apparently we died immediately, so that's good. so that didn't work. We need to undo the input lock. That's gonna happen after this. Very opinionated. So we need like a countdown, I think. So there'll be like some kind of countdown. And then if sure, let's just do this and see what happens. That kettlebell's in a bad spot. I still failed immediately. Oh, because on trip happens. Oh, yeah. That's why. That'll do it, huh? Jump rope timer needs to be greater than 0.2 seconds. So that will do it. Move that kettlebell. Rope visibility needs to change. Update jump rope. Okay, and state equals started. Okay, all right, we're getting there. Why are you already doing your victory dance? We're not even... Oh wait, we are started because I'm still telling it to start and started instead of countdown. We don't have a countdown yet, but we will. There we go. Perfect. We're just gonna stare. We're just gonna stare, huh? Oh, we're staring. Okay. Rope. The rope itself needs to be... included in this. So that we can toggle its visibility. Put that in the cleanup as well. And start minigame. Set visibility to true. There we go. Nothing. You're going to talk to them, blah, 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 and then that'll send you directly into the minigame. We need an actual countdown. It could just be... Do we have a whistle sound effect? Not that. Not that. Give me a real... like a tweet whistle. Let's see what we got here. Whistle. Nice tweet whistle. I'm worried that looking for whistle is going to give me like... Alright, then we need to go to free sound. Yeah, you got it. Log in. Give me all the free whistle sounds. Whistle, CC0 licensing. Not a wolf whistle. Oh, not a wolf whistle. Coach whistle. That looks like that's really a bad waveform. Crowd whistle. No. Stock. No. No, not a tin whistle. Sequence. Accordion processed into a whistle. No. All right. I'm going to turn off desktop audio because this might be really loud. It was loud. What is this? Whistle? What do you mean whistle? That's not a whistle. Tin whistle. All right, let's. Tin whistle tracks recorded in a vehicle at work. Great. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted, but great. Pew pew. Whistle. A small whistle being blown. No. No, 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 no. Short blow and a whistle. Hang on. Here we go. Oh, wait. Made in F. Made it. I mean, I get it. Train whistle. No. I will need a train whistle at some point. Yeah, the first one was called coach whistle. Maybe that will help me. Cleaned up. Interesting. That's the same as the first coach whistle we heard. But it says someone took that and removed it from the removed the background noises and fixed the amplitude problems. So, good job. You fixed everything that was wrong with the first one. GG. Yeah, well, I guess we'll call it coach whistle. Why not? It's a WAV file. We're gonna need to fix that. Also, let's remove all this dead space at the end. That'll work. Fade out at the end just in case. And that just the amount of sound down. All right. Now let's pull that sound effect into our sound effects. Coach whistle. There we go. We got it. We are going to move that into here as a preload. I'm going to do this. A wait timer. Maybe? Sure, I guess. Everybody loves async. All right, wait 1 second. Play sound effect. 1, 2, 3. And then change the state. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, wait. shoot. Hang on. We can't do it this way. We need to move this in here specifically so that we can have it have the correct sound effect. There we go. The correct bus. Excuse me. All right, start. Why do we play it now? What was that? All right, we need to do this properly with a countdown timer. Sure. All right. Lose by delta. If countdown timer is less than countdown number, then countdown number minus 1 and play whistle. And then if countdown number is less than 0, then change state. I feel like we need 2 whistles. Like yeah. I feel like I need to take that whistle and make a longer version of it so we can have a hoot, toot, toot. I'm pretty sure that makes sense. And that's going to be pretty easy to do. Just change tempo without affecting pitch. Twice as long. That sounded weird because I made it twice as long. So instead, what we'll do is we'll make this one twice as fast. There we go. And we'll save that one as coach whistle short. Okay, add this here. Sound effect bus. If countdown number. Hey, Natcat, welcome in. If 3, 2, 1 has countdown number, play the short one. And then if it hits 0, then we play the long one. Good. Oh, heck yes. All right. Let's see if that fixes that issue. Also, the polyphony on the short whistle probably needs to be a little bit bigger. So we can actually hear this. Okay. So you talk to them, and that immediately will trigger the cinematic that will fade out, wait, fade in. And then you'll do jump rope. And then when you fail, fade out. And then they're back. Except I want you to be back where you started. So let's also include player pause. player position. Oh, thanks, Natcat. I've been working on this for about a year and change. It's getting close to a year and a half now. It's very much in the style of Thousand Year Door, because that is, in my opinion, the best Paper Mario, and there need to be more in that genre. Yes, it is. There we go. So that'll put the player back to wherever they were before, talking to the birds. The Wii U and Color Splash. I watched some playthroughs of it. It's different. It's very different. There really has been a shift starting. Well, Germdove argues that it started with Superstar Saga, and I get that, but they seem like a different offshoot. I'd say Sticker Star was where it kind of all started going wrong, where you were no longer collecting permanent upgrades to yourself and were instead collecting powerful consumable items. And that continued into Color Splash and very much into Origami King, where you don't really get permanent increases to your character except for an occasional health increase, and those are scripted with some exceptions. For the most part, the health increases are just like, hey, you got to this part of the game, there you go, have some more HP. And it feels like there's never a reason to fight, because the thing you get from fighting is not XP. You get money, you get coins, and then you spend those coins on powerful items that will make battles easier. But if you don't get into battles, there's no point in the item, so it's this weird circular logic. I think Thousand Year Door was the perfect sweet spot. There was so much customization available for your build. I will say it was not balanced, and I'm hoping I can fix that to some degree, or at least make it worthwhile to experiment with different builds. Bug Fables was a good Paperlike from a few years ago that actually did a great job of genuinely balancing, so that there wasn't one single nuclear option available. Because in Thousand Year Door, you just stack like Close Call, or what is it? The Danger Mario badge, where when you're in danger, you do more damage. You can stack those, and they're not that expensive. So as long as you're at 5 HP or less, which you can set your max HP to 5 if you want to in that game, you just annihilate everything one hit. It's very silly. All right. So what do we still need on this? So you're going to go in. I want the UI to not be shown. Gamion, welcome in. We're jumping rope. How was your stream? Welcome in, everyone coming in from Gamion's channel. Thank you for coming in. My name is Dobbs. I'm making a Paper Mario-like. There's some birds here. We're doing jump rope. Marketing a little bit on dev. Nice. See, if we don't do the speed changes, I can keep this up all day. Oh, it needs to whistle when you fail. So we'll do a whistle sound effect on trip. Well, I'm glad you had a good stream. That's great. I feel like I've got a lot more energy than I did yesterday. Yesterday was a very low energy day, and I was just like pushing myself to get anything done. Today, I'm feeling like we're actually getting something done, even though it's a side minigame that's technically fully optional. which kind of sucks a bit. It feels like, oh, great, I'm putting in this work, and some players won't even ever see this. What am I doing this for? No, it's fine. The game needs that. You need to have lots of optional content because that's the vibe we need for this kind of game. It's the idea that the world is full of all kinds of things, all kinds of little adventures to go on, if you're willing to just look around. You convince the player of that, and you're sitting pretty. Okay, I think that's what we need here. We need to count the number of jumps. Oh wait, degrees from bottom. Jump rope degrees is always positive. So this needs to actually be 350 or less than 10. Oh wait, no, never mind. I did minus 90. We're good. We're good. And then is above head is between 170 and 190. And the reason we're keeping track of that is we're going to monitor this is up flag. So if is in trip zone and the is up flag is set, then set it to false. But if it's above your head and we're not already in that, then set it to true. And the reason we're keeping track of that is because we're going to only increment the jump counter if it goes under you and we previously had the flag set to true. All right, done with that. We need a little bit of a UI for this. Now the hay bale minigame. How did that one work? How even did we do that? Minigame handler. Minigame prior. Aha! We actually baked it into the handler. Okay. Well, we can do that. So we need an icon to represent this stuff, and it's not going to be the combat icon, I don't think. This is full of all kinds of fun little things, but not the ones we want. So let's make a new file here. Let's leave room for 4 icons in this file. Great. And yeah, let's get this UI knocked out really quick. See if we can finish it by streaming. What are the icons? We need a personal best. I don't know what that looks like. We need your current, we need your personal best, and we maybe need your target. So Okay. like, I would think like trophy, but no, it'd be like it'd be Dabble's head. And then Dabble's head with a trophy next to it. Target could be... You know what? I may not even need this. I may not even need this. Well, let's have some icons available. A little trophy, medal, some... Great. Beautiful trophy. Medal. A ribbon. What else? Accolade. What other accolade? I mean, honestly, just different color trophy is not out of the question. The victory laurels. That one's a little bit harder to fit in. Okay, perfect. Looks great. Copy paste that. Scale that selection. Where's the data for? Okay. Sure. Okay, there we go. There's some icons we can use. Okay, so let's give it some color here. Be a little bit more involved. Great, cool. Actually, that could be a good little backdrop for Dabble Personal Best right there. All right. There we go. I feel like I should maybe shade it, but it's fine. UI awards. Save that. Okay, quick art. Is that like 5 minutes or something? That wasn't terrible. We did great. Okay. Art. Awards.png. Plop it in there. All right. We want a dabble icon. Oh wait, right. Sprite 2D. Region, yes, definitely. This. Oh, I should have a jump controller hint. Show hint jump. So let's put that in the cleanup. Maybe not even the cleanup. Like that. I think that happens as soon as that happens. How does this work? Add item and then show hint. So that happens when minigame starts. I mean, that should be obvious, but we'll throw it on the UI. Okay. Sprite goes there. Player icon. Do you want to do a grid of stuff, or no? I probably want to throw all this stuff over here. We could do a. No, I'm not. I'm gonna position these manually for now. But then again, a grid container would be pretty nice. A 2-column grid container. I just have to do the layout junk. Player icon, layout, minimum, 300 pixels, 200 pixels, and then move it over here, sure. Why is it offset? That's weird, right? Why are they both there? Full. No, never mind. Transform. Size 300, 200. What is it? Do I need a panel? Is that what I need to get this to work? Like if the panel is... Oh, then this would probably need to be like some kind of texture rect, wouldn't it? Oh, that's probably why it's because it doesn't. Yeah, and then that goes into icons. But then is there a way to do... No, you'd have to do like an atlas texture. Ah, that's annoying. It's annoying compared with a sprite. Sprites are easier. Dang it. I mean, I get why you would want to do this, but I don't love it. I get it, but I personally hate it. All right, region. 200. 0. Scale it up, I guess. And then a bird. Which that's going to be a little bit difficult, isn't it? I need like the bird head. Scale it down a bit. Put me in, coach. Region, face. And then technically, yeah, this uses this guy's headband. And the bird color. Gotcha. There we go. So there's our icon for that, for the bird. Why not? Face left. Wait, that was weird. Didn't like that. There we go. Okay. Current player best target. How does that look? Let's get in here and check. It's fine. Alright, we need to see about a raid. We're not going to finish tonight, but we got pretty good progress. There we go, small's on. We're going to prep for a small raid. I'll go ahead and let the ads play out. Okay. So also we need the actual icons here, or the numbers. So that is going to be a label. We want the font to be our custom bitmap font. Looks great. I need it to align right. What? Oh, shoot. I'm left justified, huh? Or I'm scaled -1. So what I should do, node 2D, current, should plop these in a node together so that we can scale nicely. like that. There we go. Okay, label. Align right. Font size. Big. Yeah, see, that doesn't work super well. Layout, minimum 200. There we go. That should be enough digits for anybody. And then we'll also have a backdrop layer that's going to be basically a poor man's drop shadow. Don't worry about it. Current PB. And target. And that's where the bird comes in. All right. It's good enough. Okay, but the HUD is going to be, by default, hidden. And we're gonna have to reference all these things. So HUD, this is gonna be a pain, isn't it? Current label 1 and 2. PB label 1 and 2, and then target. Target label 1 and 2. Done. Amazing. Okay, I'll work on that off stream a little bit. Most of what I'm doing off stream right now is stitching the areas together, because up until very recently, you can walk off the edge of one area and you don't go to the next. So that's got to be fixed. But I will get it fixed. And as part of that, I'm basically making the areas like genuinely playable, like having enemies running around. Maybe wiring up some minor cinematics. There's a lot left to do to actually get Chapter 2 playable, but like, what if we can have Chapter 2 done by the end of the month? Wouldn't that be amazing? Then I could just go right to Chapter 3 at the start of the year, get a little bit ahead, save up some time, and then we blow it all on Factorio. The dream. All right, everyone, let's go see Small. Oh, all right, we did it. Much better work than yesterday, where I was not feeling it. This goes to show the difference it can make when you're high energy and ready. Got my groove back. This is gonna be for scaling animation, I guess. Do a little tween on it. All right, high and by short. Everyone have a good night. I will be back Wednesday. That's it. Night.